We had a chance to catch up with Coach Alex. He's only 30, but now first time Coach of the Month.
Here comes just the fourth coach in WNBA history to earn Coach of the Month honors in his first season as a head coach. Congratulations, Coach Sarama!
Okay, so head coach Alex Sarama, give us like a state of the union, state of the Fire here, a quarter of the way through the season. What have you enjoyed about this team that maybe you didn't think would be possible at this point?
Yeah, obviously I think we're really happy to be where we're at. We don't want to judge ourselves just by wins and losses, which sounds crazy because this is professional sports, but it's, at the end of the day, everything is about development and where we're going to be long-term as an organization. So what I'm most excited about is how the results have been coming and the player development has been where we want it to be, really impressive, with players getting better and seeing some really good growth signs. So we got to keep going with that. I think, talking about things I've enjoyed the most is, number one, the connectedness of the group. Like it's a genuine joy to come into the gym every day and see such a connected group, so excited and eager to get better. And then the second thing is the fans. The support we have is just outstanding, and I think if we can keep doing this for the rest of the league, in terms of, I think players who have come here to play us are like, wow, this is something. And I think we're really building something special here, so we've got to keep going.
So the Coach of the Month in May, that's a staff award, but we saw that their announcement was funny or fantastic.
Here we go.
We're actually going to kick it to Vanya for the fantastic or funny today.
We actually have a fantastic.
We start every film session with a primer, so it's to get their attention, and it's, I've noticed just in a lot of film sessions in my career, it's A, they're really long, and B, it's, I think it's how can you wake the room up a little bit before you get to the film. And I think the science shows us tell a joke or do something funny to get the group's attention. So that's what we do. So we have Maisel, one of Maisel works as our PD analyst, and she has a very important job, which is to accumulate the good fire and funny clips throughout the season. So we started sometimes with a fantastic, it might be highlights of a coach from there in their hometown, and that was how we got the news.
This is really because of you guys, number one. Like, everything we've asked of you, you've done that times 1,000, and I couldn't be more proud to coach you guys. I mean, this is going to be such a fun ride. Secondly, it's staff of the month. It's not coach of the month.
So it was a really nice touch from the staff to announce it like that.
That was nice to have you be part of that, though.
Yes, definitely.
What does this start prove of what constraints-led approach can do here in the W in America?
Yeah, long season. And, I think I always want to be careful saying that CLA is like a magic bullet. Because, yeah, I believe it's a huge competitive advantage, like one of the biggest there is. But I think it's many things. So, for instance, it's if you have, without the right principles offensively and defensively, CLA is never going to work, right? Without quality staff-player relationships, without how you use film or having a good performance team. So for me, it's having all these things lined up. And I think we spoke about what the pillars of our program would be and the areas we want to get the biggest competitive advantages. And we identified 7. When I got this job, it was like, these are the 7 things that we really want to get ahead of. And CLA is almost something it's almost like its own pillar, but it's something that underpins every other one too. So, if we talk about performance being a pillar, then it's being underpinned through CLA principles, et cetera, et cetera.
Very cool. And your fiance is here in town. You got to go to the coast. You went Short Sands Beach. You kind of seeing the sights a little bit. Are you getting a chance to do any wedding planning yet?
Yeah, so I'm lucky because Georgia is taking on all of the planning. But we've enjoyed getting out so much and just seeing the local area. I feel like this area of this team is like a perfect fit for us, just in terms of who we are and the things we enjoy and off the court. So yeah, we had the chance to obviously get to the coast. We want to plan something. I want to do like a staff trip to the vineyards on our next off day. But yeah, we're definitely making the most of living in an incredible part of the country.